Hi, everyone. This is Cassandra Washington from Teach and Take Time for You and Educate and Exhale. We talk about educator wellness, and we want to make that a priority. But a question that I was thinking about today is about, are schools safe for educators and all of the staff members that actually work in schools? We focus a lot on having safe spaces for students, but we don't talk about having safe spaces for educators. My other question is, are schools good for our wellness? Again, that's that whole safe space thing again. On our wellness, and I'm talking about our physical, our emotional, occupational, intellectual wellness. That's a good question. But did you know that school safety for teachers and school administrators is a growing concern? Uh, there was an NEA study, and it said about roughly 80% of educators report that they are worried about their physical safety at work. So if you're worried about your physical safety at work, that means emotionally you're worried too. So now you have this compounded amount of stress physically and emotionally. So then you talk about your occupational wellness. You're worried about, are you safe? And here's some things that teachers regard as safe about their safety. The physical and verbal aggression that is becoming part of the norm, whether it's coming from students, whether it's coming from parents, community. Sometimes there are threats against our staff members, and let me even say for school administrators, because sometimes they have to intervene in situations with aggressive parents and aggressive students, and it's the same for them. We're all in this together. It's not us and them when it comes to teachers and school administrators. The other thing is violence by adults. Like I said, teachers are worried about violence against parents. Not parents. Teachers are reporting high aggression among parents. I want to say that right. Teachers report high rates of aggression from parents, sometimes from colleagues, even from administrators. And sometimes administrators are getting the aggression from teachers and parents also. It goes both ways. Mental health impact. Over 80% of teachers and administrators are thinking about their physical safety, and 30% are thinking about it daily. So you're constantly thinking, I got to look over my shoulder, my head has got to be on a swivel. I'm always thinking about my safety, and I just want to teach. An administrator just wants to run their school. They want to get in classrooms and see what's going on. And then there's a whole thing about educator retention, because people are walking out the door. They're walking out the door and they're not coming back. And then you can't fill these positions. So then you have classrooms without teachers, or you have classrooms without subs, or administrators are leaving too because they said they just can't take it anymore. School environment is important. Like I said, we're talking about safe spaces for students all the time, but we need safe spaces for our educators too. And I know some people are going to say, oh, students first, students first. I'm not saying students aren't first. I'm saying everyone in that building needs a safe space. Educator wellness is important, and we have to focus on that too. Educator wellness is essential. Educators are a part of the community, and when you talk about community health, you got to include not only the children in the building, the parents, the people in the community. You have to include educators too, because we are sometimes in the hub. The school is that hub of that community. But speaking of safe spaces, that's one reason I created Teach and Take Time for You, a not-for-profit organization, and also Educate and Exhale, where we actually have virtual wellness conferences for educators and public servants, because we want to create safe spaces for our educators so we can focus on their wellness. And not only just educators, public servants also. So we are also having an event coming March 28th, Educate and Exhale, Spring Revival and Renewal, because we know spring is hard. And we want you to join us in that safe space so you can be renewed. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And that is all for now. We'll come back with some more topics in the future. Bye-bye.